Welcome on in, everyone. We are back, the cousins. This is Beer Talk with Kyle and Joe. I'm Kyle,
What is going on, guys? My name is Joe.
and happy Saturday to everyone. Thank you so much for returning to our channel for yet another review for you. We got one from a company that we've been wanting to try for a long time now, and we're talking about Turnbull Tonics. So just a real little bit about the company. Yep, that's the gorgeous logo there. And I actually have a card that I want to show off. Love the logo for Turnbull. Really cool. So just a real little bit about the company. So the owner's name is Brad. Brad is out of Utah, and they've been around since 2018. Now we have a bunch of different scents for you. We have oils, we have butters, we have balms. Presentation for this company is awesome. So we're going to be showing all that good stuff as we go.
Right. Yeah. And like Kyle said, there's a mix of a whole bunch of different stuff that Brad offers, which is really cool. We're even going to touch on a vegan series. So for all you guys that are vegans out there that are interested in vegan type products, Brad also has the hookup for you on that as well. But we just want to thank you guys yet again for joining us. If this is your first time, please make sure you hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're not missing any future content. If you really like what you see, please make sure you tell your friends, your family, so we can make sure that we're hitting their beers as well. But hang tight after this intro and we'll be right back. All right, so let's talk about these prices, and we are so excited to show you the presentation that Brad has going on with these products. So starting off with the prices, you are looking at a 1 ounce bottle of oil for $15. You are getting what appears to be a 4 ounce jar of butter that is going to run you at $20. And then you have this tin of butter or balm, for also $15. So the prices I actually find to be very fair, pretty much right at that market average. There is that also includes tax, and then of course you'll have your shipping. But
right.
Prices, excellent prices in my opinion.
Yeah, that's really cool how right on the site it says tax is included. So, make sure you check that out per product. We did see it for a few of them, so assuming he does it for all of them. But yeah, prices are right there for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into the presentation. I love it. Let me show off these oils now. Relatively standard 1 ounce dropper top. As you can see, these two, there are two different colors. This is like a purple that mixes to a blue at the bottom. Oh, geez. Almost had an oil spill
there.
And then Joe's got kind of like more of the standard. Was that like a dark brown type of
Yeah,
thing?
I like that amber over here. But then I also
one,
got right there, the blue as well.
Yep. And then we showed you the logos before, but really cool. Love the logo. And then showing you the butter next. So unique because it comes in this glass jar. And take a look at that. It's like ragged edges there.
Yeah, it's a hexagon shape.
Sure is.
Yeah.
And it's got the little pop top.
Almost like a unique mason jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and heavy. Just feels good in your hand. Just a really cool presentation. He's got his bowl logo at the top of the lid there. Yeah. And then as cool as the butter is, this balm tin, go Joe, take it away. I know you love this thing, and I do too.
So when I first opened the package, I was just completely blown out of the way, especially when I saw like the butter. But then all of a sudden the balms came out of nowhere, and you got this awesome tin here. Kind of get a little bit closer there. There you go. And what is awesome, as you can see, as Kyle's demonstrating, and I will too, look how that opens. And what I really love is that it's not a pop top. It actually stays with these little latches.
Right.
That is just straight up badass. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen the thinner ones that like slide up and down. They might be out there, but I've personally never seen them before.
Yeah, yeah. This kind I haven't. The slide ones I have too. So
Right,
very sweet presentation. Absolutely love it. Knocked it out of the park for that.
for sure.
So with that said, let's dive right into the scents and then follow that up with our feel and beard.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about the scents. Now we have a total of 6 scents to go over, which is really cool. I didn't check, but I believe these are all the scents that he has to offer, but don't quote me on that. So I have 2 that I only have. Joe has 2 that only he has, and then we each have 2 of the same.
Mhm.
So we're going to go ahead and get started with the 2 of the same that we have so we can both share our thoughts. So Joe mentioned earlier that he has a vegan series, which is really cool. Now the oil doesn't necessarily, there's really not vegan oil necessarily. There's obviously not like emu oil in it or anything like that, but the butter is vegan friendly, which we'll go over here in a little bit. So again, this is the vegan series. Love the green writing on there. And as you can see, it is Euphoria Grove. Now, let me read the profile real quick. All right, so this is cinnamon and grapefruit with a back blend of frankincense. Really unique scent, tickles the nostrils a little bit. Joe, what do you think about it?
Yeah. So, when you have cinnamon, it's one of those, profiles that, you got to be really careful with. It's one of the, it's a profile that's really going to punch you in the face if you go a little overboard with it. Right off the bat, I definitely do get that cinnamon. I would say that honestly, I do think that there's just a little bit too much in there. I would like for it to tone down just a bit to let everything else balance. However, I will say though, as much as I'm not a huge cinnamon fan, this is probably the best cinnamon scent that I've smelled. I actually did really enjoy it for not being a cinnamon fan. It's one of those scents that I really enjoyed wearing during the day. And then when I wore it with the butter at night, I actually surprisingly didn't mind it. It didn't really keep me up like I thought it would. But overall, it was a very solid scent. Just wish it was toned down just a little bit with the cinnamon.
Yeah, so I agree and I disagree. I like the scent. I'm not a big cinnamon fan either,
Mhm.
but if you're gonna have a profile with only 3 things in it, I kind of like that the cinnamon's a little bit stronger. Now, it's not stronger to the fact where you're like, whoa, like it almost like burns your face a little bit. You just get the cinnamon in there. And again, I'm not a big cinnamon fan. I really like this. I think the excuse me, the citrus of the grapefruit really calmed the cinnamon down for me personally. Another thing I liked is it's a lot stronger in bottle compared to my beard, which was really cool. So yeah, really cool scent. And then moving on to our next one, this is the Wookiee Cafe. Awesome name.
Yeah.
And God, Joe and I were talking before we got on camera. I cannot decide what my favorite one is, but this one might be it. I mean, this is such a cool scent, and I have the profile here. All right, so this is a big help. Vanilla and special super secret mix. That is what is listed for Wookiee Cafe. But right off the bat, you can tell this is a coffee scent.
Mhm.
What I love about this one, in my
Yeah, I'm
opinion,
going to pause you just for one
yeah,
minute.
go ahead, go ahead.
So we know that there are some people out there that don't like spoilers, from their favorite TV shows, movies, and
Yep.
things like that. So if you do not want to hear what we think is the super secret scent, you may want to fast forward just a little bit. Go ahead.
People are going to buy it blind. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, who knows? Let's see. Maybe you'll be the person to do it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is absolutely a coffee scent. What I love about this coffee scent, it's very strong coffee. I don't mean strong as in like this lasted 24 hours. I mean, it is a true coffee bean scent. I'm almost getting a touch of sweetness in the back, which makes sense because it's vanilla. I don't know if I'm picking up like caramel or the way the vanilla is mixing with the coffee to give me that caramel, maybe even chocolatey kind of scent. But
Mhm.
as far as coffee scents go, if it is a coffee scent, I love it. Really great scent. What do you think,
Yeah.
Joe?
No, yeah, when it comes to the oil, I definitely, yeah, you get coffee right off the bat. I think, the name Wookie Cafe kind of gives that away just a little bit.
Right.
But then I'm definitely getting some kind of like caramel, maybe even like a hazelnut or something like that.
Yeah.
Something unique, something to make it, a little bit more of like a fancier coffee. But what I really love about this one is that it's like a rugged still it's like a rugged coffee type smell. It's not something that you would find at a Starbucks or anything like that. And what I mean by that, and it especially comes with the balm, I actually get like this old Western like feel, with like a smoky type smell that comes in there. Like I feel like you're getting hit with, blended coffee being made, as well as just some old fashioned bakery, and and the bakery's coming out of maybe like a wood fire type stove or something like that. It is so
Yeah.
unique. I love the old school feel of it. And I definitely want to get it out of Brad for him to tell us exactly maybe what it is.
Right.
So yeah,
I hear
very
you,
cool.
bro. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to share one of mine that Joe does not have.
Mhm.
So this one is Candyman. From reading the site, it looks like this was one of the originals. This is the one in the blue bottle that I showed you before.
Mhm.
Okay. So Candyman is tangerine, eucalyptus, vanilla, and spearmint.
Mhm.
So just reading the scent profile, this isn't my type of scent. This is definitely Joe's type of scent. So I'm excited to share this with him once the next time we meet up. This one was good. It's just not my type of scent. I feel like the citrusy mixed with the spearmint a little bit. Again, I don't have an issue with it or anything like that. It just wasn't my profile that I personally liked. One thing I did like about it for this type of profile, for me, typically doesn't last in my beard a long time. This did last pretty much all day. I got like 8 hours out of this, which is really cool. But as far as the scent goes, I was just okay on it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with a scent that I was kind of just on myself, because I really want to end this on a good note, because I tell you what, the two scents that Kyle and I are saving are some absolute bangers. So this scent that I have is called the Old Man's Porch. Kyle, if you want to read that off,
Yeah.
on the labels that he has what the scent name is. I kind of wish that was actual the profile, but nitpicky stuff. But go ahead and read that
Yeah.
profile for me.
So Old Man's Porch is sandalwood, vanilla, and a special fragrance. So
Yeah.
obviously all we know is the sandalwood and vanilla and something else in there.
Yeah, so this one was different. Like I kind of feel like I get like almost like an espresso bourbon type smell.
Okay.
And I've had a couple of those before that I never really cared for. I feel like that is a lot of the special that's going on in there. It's definitely very old school. Definitely, if you think of like maybe like your grandfather or an uncle, which actually I think he may even have that described in the website itself.
Hmm.
Um, that's kind of what I got out of it. I feel like it's maybe a little bit too like old school like that for me and my taste. But the actual smell, I don't really get much of the sandalwood, and I really don't get like the vanilla either. But I feel like I'm getting some kind of like bourbon mixed with
Yeah.
like some kind of coffee or espresso. This wasn't a scent that I really enjoyed having in my beard, honestly. But I think if this is something that that piques your interest, it's definitely worth looking into if you kind of like those unique, um, out of the ordinary type smells.
Right. Yeah. I wonder if that third ingredient is bourbon, because I don't think I've come that to my knowledge that there's been a bourbon that you really liked. I don't think
I mean, it
without a
has to
bourbon
be
in it.
blended. I mean, there has to be a really good profile blended perfectly. I'm really starting to really shy away from a lot of alcohol type scents. And honestly, I could be totally wrong. Brand may message us and say, yeah, there's not even bourbon in there. So
Right.
this is kind of
Right.
what I'm getting. I can only go with what my nose is telling me. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. All right, guys. And our last scent here. No, you have one more.
I have one more. Yeah,
Okay.
last
So our
scent for
second
both of
last.
us. Yeah.
Our second last scent
Yeah.
is Backwoods Yeti, which is a really cool name.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got some awesome names for these.
For sure. All right. So this one is kind of a different one. Sandalwood, frankincense, camphor, camphor, and then spearmint. So looking at the profile with this one, I was like, meh. Smelling it in bottle again, I was like, okay, it's good. It's outdoorsy, it's manly. I'm catching a little bit of that spearmint, but then you put this one in beard. I have this in right now, actually, and you put this in beard, and it just pops. It's weird. Usually I thought the spearmint would come out. For me, more the woodsy scent is actually coming out
Okay.
with definitely that back notes of that mint. I really liked it. This one was super unique. I don't think I've smelled a profile quite like this. It's all over the place between the mint, the sandalwood, and just that woodsy type of scent. So I really enjoyed it. This is one of, if not my favorite scent out of all of them.
Okay. All right, very cool. And I'm very interested. I want to do some more research on that camphor scent. I really
Yeah.
wonder. I'm not too familiar with that. So very interested to kind of see what exactly that is. Now, this scent that I have, and this is going to be our last one, is called Lucky's Growth Tonic. And like I said, I really wanted to end this section on a good note because this scent is an absolute banger. Kyle, go ahead and read that profile, and I'll be happy to describe how it felt for me.
Yeah, totally cool profile. Cedarwood, lavender, rosemary, and peppermint.
Yeah. So this was a scent that I absolutely loved. This was something that was right up my alley. One of those scents that you can very much enjoy during the day, but this is something that I really need to get my hands on in a butter, which unfortunately I don't have right now, because I would love to go to bed with this one. Oh man, I feel like you get a good blend of everything. I feel like it's just one of those scents that, it's very relaxing, but it still kind of gives you like a little bit of a spark. It's just really unique how he was able to do that.
Yeah.
Like if this was like a shower product, I feel like this would be great to wake you up in the morning. But for some reason, putting it in your beard at night before you go to bed, I feel like it would be able to help you fall asleep. There's no rhyme or reason to that. I just think he just executed this unique scent really, really well. And I absolutely loved it. I would not be surprised if this is on a 2021 top scent list for me.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, like you said, it's just a relaxing scent. So, it makes a lot of sense. One thing, as you can tell, that I really love, Brad was not scared to step out of his comfort zone. To run a company, you got to be that way. Like, there's not a cologne, there's not a citrus. They're all different type of scents. But as you can see, for the most part, I think he nailed it. So,
Right. You're right. And you're absolutely right. I mean, he created some scents that we absolutely loved and some scents that, just weren't for us.
right.
And honestly, I think that's how you're doing it right,
Hmm.
because that's how you're going to hit maybe every beer that
Right.
you possibly can, because
Yeah.
everyone's different. So.
For sure, and just doing different stuff. So let's go to the most important segment, and honestly, the one that I'm most excited to talk with you about, Feel and Beard. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Feel and Beard. Now, to end our last segment, we talked about how Brad really stepped out of his comfort zone with the scents. He's doing that with Feel and Beard as well. So we each have 4 oils here. One thing unique about Turnbull Tonics is each scent has a different oil profile. I've never heard of this before. And to be honest, at first I was like, that's definitely different until you try them, because all 4 of them felt really great in my beard. I want to go ahead and just read you a few. All the oil ingredients that he uses, there's nothing crazy or anything like that, nothing you've never heard of. They're all quality oils. So, for example, Backwoods Yeti has jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, and essential oils. So this one he keeps pretty thin and pretty basic. But
Mhm.
then if you look at the vegan series, it is jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, fractionated coconut oil, and essential oils. So some of them have castor, some of them don't. Some of them are a little thinner, some are thicker. Make sure we don't want to make this a 50-minute video and read all of the oil profiles. Just make sure you go online and look at each scent, but more specifically what oil combination that scent is. Again, something really unique, really cool. What did you think about it, Joe?
Yeah, I think the one question that maybe we probably should have asked Brad before doing this review, and when he watches this, hopefully he can maybe respond in the comments, is I'm wondering if a customer can actually select a scent, but see if they can get a certain profile with it,
Mm.
if they think that they would actually enjoy that better. I would really like to see if they can do that. I think that would be something, if Brad doesn't offer, that I would recommend considering, just because you don't really want to turn some certain people off from certain scents, because they don't think that blend will work for them. So that would be something that I would caution, but hopefully, again, I don't know how complicated that would be to do, but I would keep that in consideration. Other than that, I think it's a pretty cool idea. It can be, I think it's a little overwhelming, but still unique, and it's a good way to really stand yourself out and provide, the consumers a bunch of options.
Yeah. And the truth be told, the average beardsman, Joe and I probably aren't the average beardsman. We have owned a lot of product. We do this every single week. Probably don't even look at the oil profile, honestly. They probably just look at the scent. So this is a good way to, if you don't, start paying attention to the oil profile. So, but overall, Joe, how'd they feel? All four of them feel pretty good in your beard?
Yeah, so just like you, I had a couple ones that were in that medium to thicker range, and then ones that were in that thinner to medium range. And I really enjoyed the feel and beard of all of these. The ones that were thicker normally are ones that I normally shy away from, but I really enjoyed these ones because it wasn't too thick in my beard. They were still very easy to spread. I had no problem styling, and I really felt like, and what's most important, that for each of these, my skin was getting the right nourishment that it needed throughout an 8-hour day. There was not one time where I felt like I had one of these oils in where I needed to reapply. That is absolutely crucial for me. If I have an oil where I feel like I need to reapply, my guess is there's something that needs to be done about that. So.
Right. Yeah, good point. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the beard balm. Again, these tins, so cool.
Yep.
So this one is the vegan series. So the main difference in these ingredients is this one. Let me go ahead and just read you the whole thing: coconut butter, mango butter, jojoba oil, castor oil, Cinda. I don't know how exactly how to pronounce it, but it's the basically it's not beeswax. Do you know how to pronounce that, Joe?
Candelilla oil or
No.
Candelilla butter?
Candelilla wax. Yeah, it's not butter.
Yeah, Candelilla wax.
Candelilla wax, right? Coconut oil, grapeseed oil, essential, and then fragrance oils. And then for the other balm, let's see here. Yeah, it's the same thing, except it does have beeswax. So those are the main differences.
Right. And obviously the one with the beeswax is going to be your non-vegan one.
The non-vegan one, exactly. So Joe mentioned to me, and I'm going to let him tell his story. Joe mentioned to me the way he felt about the balm. I was a little different. So to me, this one is a normal, firm balm. This one did a good job of holding all my flyaways down, keeping my beard in place. There are some balms we kind of consider more nourishing, more softer, hold your flyaways down, but it's, not a super strong. I wouldn't say this is a super strong balm, but it absolutely was strong enough to do its job. When one test I like to do, get it in my fingertips or my hands and just kind of go like this or like this. And it did have that tack to it. Overall, I love this balm. It came out relatively easy, but it held firmer than I thought it would. I really enjoyed it. This would be an everyday use balm for me.
Okay. Yeah. So, I really did like the balm. I truly did. I thought it actually was a really good nourishing balm. I honestly believe that it's one of those balms that actually trends more towards the nourishing side than the holding side. I just felt like, it could have maybe had just a little bit more hold to it. But at the same time, though, me and Kyle's style our beards totally different. So when he does his beard, he's really trying to get balm pretty much all the way through. Whereas for me, I'm only really focusing on like this area up here, because when I'm doing the blown out look, there's no purpose whatsoever for me to have balm in this real area here either. It's going to just defeat the purpose of having that more blown out look. But, for this area, I did actually wish it tamed my specific flyaways just a little bit more. And I think that could have been done if maybe there's just a little bit more of that either Candelilla wax or that beeswax added to it. With that said, though, it's still an excellent balm, and I would agree with Kyle that it would be close to an everyday wear because of how nourished I felt that my beard was getting, which is something that I'm completely fine with during the day.
Cool. Cool. Good explanation there.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad I enjoyed it because this is just fun to do. Like, and then scoop out your balm. Sorry,
Right.
it is.
And you could just be like, yes, this is awesome. It's so awesome.
I was gonna try to give you like the straight face, but that was funny. So
Yeah. You had to
um,
know that I was gonna do this at some point. So while you're talking about the butternecks, I'll just kind
you're just gonna do that.
of
So love these glass jars. So cool. So let's go ahead and talk about this butter. Real quick for me, the scent of the oil, balm, butter, all match perfectly. No, there wasn't one that was more weak or more strong, which I love. Okay. I absolutely loved this butter. Let me go ahead and read what is in it. Cocoa butter, mango butter, jojoba oil, shea butter, beeswax. So obviously this is the non-vegan. Coconut oil, sweet almond oil, castor oil, grapeseed oil, and essentials. The vegan looks to be the same thing, except it doesn't have the beeswax in it, of course. It has the candelilla wax. Okay, so this is a poured butter, but what I really liked about it, you can kind of see there, this was a very soft poured butter. This came out of the jar very easy. This melted down in your hands really nice. This did everything I want a poured butter to do. This made my beard very soft, help it sit down, but at the same time, it was heavy enough to hold my flyaways down. This is absolutely a butter I would use on the regular. Very hard to say, but if I had to pick one, the butter was probably my favorite product, but I really enjoyed them all. But nothing but great things to say about the poured butter.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, this is a poured butter that is right on my alley, dude. I found this to be just an amazing creamy type butter that I absolutely love putting in my beard. That is the ideal Joe poured butter, which I obviously really appreciate. So I had the two. I had the vegan series one. We covered that set, and he threw in his all natural, which is his unscented, and that one's actually very unique because although there's really not supposed to be a scent to it, you get that good natural ingredient smell, and that is actually very pleasurable for sure. And you could easily rock it out with any other scented oil that you chose from. But the feeling was just absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it for nighttime. When I woke up the next morning, my beard felt absolutely great. It was soft. It felt like it was conditioned and held up throughout the night, which is something that I always appreciate. And it's just one of those things where I felt like a little went a long way because of how easy it was able to melt down. I always felt like I had enough in my hand to work in my beard without having any issues with it.
Absolutely.
A plus butter, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, the butter was freaking awesome. And I'll tell you another thing. The butter was great. Don't get me wrong, but you eat with your eyes first.
Mhm.
And I just absolutely love the presentation for this company.
I know,
So
right?
cool.
When you get a
But
chance to
don't
do this, like,
right.
dude, this
But
presentation kicks
don't get us
ass.
wrong. We love the products. Guys, so that's our opinion on Turnbull Tonics. Really liked them. Check them out. So here's my overall opinion. This is a company I've heard of for a while, but never pulled the trigger on because there's a lot of like, big, sexy companies out there. Give them a try. No kickback, no discount code, nothing like that. This is just my opinion for you. If you haven't, give them a try because there was some good stuff. We'll throw their link to their website in the description below. Joe, what else before we sign off here?
Yeah, really quick because I know this is turning into one of our longer videos, which is
Yeah.
fine because there's a lot of good things to say about Brad and his company. Really quick, Brad is very active in the community. I see him on YouTube. He does videos. He's hopping on streams, which is awesome. And most importantly, Brad is very well known for rocking out these amazing Hawaiian shirts that I absolutely love. He is an inspiration. So when I start posing off of him and wearing Hawaiian shirts, I'm
Yes.
already giving Brad his credit because my inspiration is you, Brad, when I start
Wow.
rocking out those unique shirts.
Praise. Nice.
Yes.
Guys, that is all the time that we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it growing.
And we'll talk to you at the next one. Cousins out.